Didn't start.
Welcome back, everybody, to the Board YouTube channel for your Friday pick and roll live stream here for February 7th. We've got a decent slate of NBA games to go through today. We'll go through all the games. We'll hear from my co-host PipsNBA regarding free picks. Then we'll hear from you in the chat to see what you're betting today and see if Pips likes it. Any comments on those bets that you guys are making. So make sure you send those in the chat. But before we get started, please do hit that like button to drive us up in the YouTube algorithm. Make sure as well that you are subscribed to the channel for shows like this every weekday morning right here at 9:45 a.m. Eastern time. We will get things started by going right to the Philadelphia 76ers game. We have the 76ers away at the Detroit Pistons. Pips, what are you playing in this game here?
Yeah, we're going to Joel Embiid. Obvious one probably for most people, but yeah, we still need to bet it, even though it's obvious one. His first game back, he played so many minutes, up to 36, which is season high. So he comes back from the injury and plays season high 36 minutes. He actually had 35 twice this season and 36 against the Portland. So he was playing 30. He's playing 36 minutes as a guy who averaged like points per minute almost last couple of years, and now playing in a primetime matchup against the Pistons. This should be an easy spot. And he was also very aggressive in the last game against the Dallas. 38% usage while being doubled every single time he touched the ball. And now that's happening against the Pistons. They allow a ton of free throws where he scores most of his points. Also, a lot of two pick and roll ball handlers. But this is the part that sells it for me. He scores a ton of points from paint, non-restricted area, mid-range, and above the break three. Those are the areas where Pistons, when we combine them, allows the most points in the league. They don't allow corner threes, don't help much. They don't allow at the rim because they are playing deep drop. So they are letting guys shoot from mid range, and while allowing a lot of free throws, that's a great matchup for Embiid. This season, when he gets 30 plus minutes, last 8 games, average 31.6, over in 6 out of 8, which the under against the Boston being kind of understandable. That's a very difficult matchup, and only played 31 minutes. So if he got 36 minutes, even against the difficult matchup of Porzingis and Horford, he was on pace to cover. Game against the Golden State Warriors was on the line. He scored 28 points, while it was 34-point blowout. So he played only 31 minutes in a blowout, missed 3 free throws, and hooked on this line, and covered against a ton of double teams against the Dallas. And Dallas is overall better defense than Pistons. Covered this against Hornets, Bulls, Memphis, against great defense of Memphis. Overall, like as I said, great matchup. Similar players, AD and Jokic, both scored 37 against the Pistons, so it kind of makes sense to go with the AD tonight. They are only 4-point favorite in this one. I love that this is on the road, actually, so it definitely helps Embiid get full minutes here.
So Joel Embiid over 28.5 is our bet. I see it minus 120. I see it minus 125. I see it minus 130. All of those are fine to take. In fact, 29.5 at plus 100 is also fine. If you have minus 120, play that. But if you're on the heavier juice side, 29.5 at plus 100 is actually also good for this one. We will track it for the show at minus 125, just to be like pretty much in the middle of what's available out there in the market. We'll jump into the second bet right away here, just to make sure we get this one in as well. We do have a potential a potential blowout on the cards with the Cleveland Cavaliers visiting the Wizards. But Pips, you do like an under in this game.
Yeah, so we're going to bet Jordan Poole under 20 and a half points, which is probably this one is probably a bit surprising for the people because like yeah they traded everyone, so who is going to score? That's right. That's why they're going to get blown out. Uh, when we look just over the last month, Jordan Poole under this line in 12 out of 14, like that's no filters included overall. Under in 12 out of 14, averaging 17 points a game. Really struggling lately with his scoring, even though Wizards won 1, 2, 3 games in a row. They won 3 games in a row, and he still didn't cover. And yeah, I expect this to be a massive blowout. The spread is like 17 and a half or 18. Uh, yeah, weird one. But when we look at the games, when entire season, I'll just use the entire season. And when you look at the games when Wizards got blown out, when they lose by 20 or more points, he's under this line in 12 out of 14 games, averaging 12.9 points. So that's when they got blown out, and that's almost the spread tonight, 21. Uh, yeah. So also he struggles when he's playing 36 minutes at most, and between like 26 and 36 against teams who are good pick and roll ball handler defense. I think I just messed this up. I think I'm looking at above the break three defense. Yeah, above the break three defense because he scores 60% of his points as above the break three, and that's where Cleveland Cavaliers have great defense when he's playing teams who are don't allow many points above the break three. He's actually under this line like 7 out of last 8 games, and we can see that 3 times he played against the Cleveland Cavaliers 3 times this season already, 14, 13, and 17 points. Last 2 games came without Kuzma and Brogdon, so like last game it wasn't a blowout. He played full 36 minutes without Kuzma, without Brogdon, without Kispert, like zero scoring options on Wizards. Full minutes, like best case scenario for Jordan Poole, he ended up scoring only 17 points. So I think we are good tonight when he gets off the floor in third and never returns.
Okay, so 2 official picks out the gate. This one is we're playing minus 115 to minus 125. That's available in market. If it's not accessible to you, under 24 and a half points plus rebound is also good for this number, but for this play, sorry, but the preferable option is strictly on the points, and that's what we are going to be tracking for the show. But just a couple options out there for both the bets at various prices. We'll pause for a moment here to talk about the sportsbook that has made the show possible this season, the FanDuel Sportsbook. We're very proudly presented by the FanDuel Sportsbook, America's #1 sportsbook, where we can liven up all the action from our favorite teams and players with such an easy-to-use sportsbook with so many different markets available, especially in the player prop sector, which is where we target on this show here with SGPs, X plus points, quarter props, live betting options, and more. These markets are posted quickly early on in the day with fair pricing, and if you do find those winners, you can get that money back into your account quickly with speedy withdrawals. And right now, new customers can bet $5 and get $200 in bonus bets if your first bet wins. Yes, $200. So next time you get a hunch on who is going to win or how many points a player will score, bet on FanDuel and watch your picks come to life. Just visit FanDuel.com/board. Make every NBA moment more with FanDuel, America's #1 sportsbook. But must be 21 plus and present in select states for Kansas in affiliation with Kansas Star Casino, or 18 plus and present in DC. First online real money wager only. $5 first deposit required. Bonus issued with non-withdrawable bonus bet, which expires 7 days after receipt. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit fanduel.com/RG. Call 1-888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org/chat Connecticut or visit mdgamblinghelpline.org in Maryland. Hope is here. Visit gamblinghelplinema.org. Call 800-327-5050 for 24/7 support in Massachusetts, or call 1-877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY in New York. We'll bring up the FanDuel odds screen here. We'll start going through the games in order, skipping over the games that we have already gone to with the first two official picks of the day. But we'll go to the top of the list. We have the San Antonio Spurs away at the Charlotte Hornets as 10.5-point favorites. Lots of changes on the way overall around the league, and we saw De'Aaron Fox in action for the Spurs already, and we'll have him here again. Any thoughts on this game?
And this should be a blowout. I know Lamelo is back for the Hornets, but I no Mark Williams there. I don't know. Like they're playing like Taj Gibson and Diabate. So yeah, I don't know. This is a blowout for me. I don't even know what like Dalton Connect could play. I mean that don't change much. I think this Spurs now with Fox there, with Wemby healthy, playing full minutes, they are really good now. Like so.
Oh yeah, this is a good team.
Yeah, this is a playoff team. So playing against these crabs of Hornets, this should be a easy win. And I usually like have dubs when teams are poor defense, so you can kind of like get team opposing teams can stay in the games when with exploiting the poor defense, but you have Wemby out there, like it's tough to score on the Spurs. So yeah, I do think this is a blowout win.
Completely forgot earlier to recap yesterday's bets. Apologies for that. I'm not trying to avoid the 0-2 day. I apologize. We always recap our bets start of the show. I just forgot today. We had, unfortunately, with 0-2, we had 3 bets. Aaron Holiday, we got tons and tons and tons of CLV, but he ends up not getting a single minute for her under. So unfortunately, that voids. The 2 other plays with Alperen Şengün over 19.5 points. He finishes with 16. But the big one that hurts is Derek White over 14.5 points. He had 13 points at halftime, and he had 13 points also at the end of the game. So it looked like that was going to cover easily, but unfortunately it does not. So 0-2 on the day. Didn't follow up the winning day on Wednesday.
They were favorite, 12.5 points favorite.
Yeah, and
they got blown out, and Derek White didn't play last 15 minutes of the game, 0 minutes in the last 50. And I mean, he missed only got like 2 shots in the second half. Got benched. I mean, I hate this for the Boston. I think they could go back and win. They did the same team against the 76ers when they were down like 30 until 25, close to the end of third, and they won. I hate this for them. Like they could come back. It wasn't an over game, but yeah, we can't do much about it. That's one. Şengün got doubled. Didn't make any sense, but yeah, he got doubled a lot. Tough one. And fortunately, Aaron Holiday didn't get a single minute, which is unfortunate. I expected him to get like at least like 8 to 10 minutes. And we had Rich Shepard play, and he got 2 fouls in the first 3 minutes. And I was like, okay, this is the time when Aaron Holiday comes in for a few minutes, but didn't happen, unfortunately.
So we'll keep moving here. We do have the 2 official picks already in the bag, and we'll look to keep things going here. We've got the Bucks away at Atlanta. You gotta tell me what Atlanta are kind of thinking with their trade deadline here. Trading away DeAndre Hunter, only getting 2nd-round picks in return. Salary dumping Bogdan Bogdanovic for Terrence Mann. They don't have their pick this year. It's the Spurs pick. What's kind of your thoughts on what the Hawks are doing right now?
I honestly don't know, but they can't win anymore. They can't win anymore.
Yeah.
This team is just now god awful.
What are they doing though? What are they like? What's the plan right this year? That's what
I have no clue, no idea. I get selling high on Hunter because he wasn't this kind of player for the entire career, but you waited for him so many years to come around, and then he finally starts playing well, and you trade him for nothing. Like Lavert is one of the worst players in the league, and Nyang is exactly the same. Like, okay, he's a good shooter, but he can do anything else. Uh, yeah, great trade for Cleveland Cavaliers. Amazing trade for them. They just become like much more versatile and fun and better. So I hate this for the Hawks. I don't know what they are trying to do. They need to trade Trae Young. This makes no sense for him to be on this terrible team. No upside for this team. They can win.
D dot
What's the spread
asks.
for this?
Oh,
What's the
five and a half.
sorry? What's the yeah? That doesn't make sense at all. They should be get blown out. This. I mean,
That's what I
Trae
was
Young.
going to ask.
Trae Young is such a huge floor raiser, like one of the best in the league. But I don't think even he can raise this team to win this game. But Giannis is questionable. That's the thing. So I don't know. But
Right. Giannis is out.
they might-
That changes a lot, obviously.
questionable. I mean, and they could rest him because they should be able to win even without him. So I don't know. I don't
Okay.
know. If Giannis was playing, this would be like smash spot. But then we don't get 5.5.
Yeah.
So it's a guessing game. But
Yeah.
Trey Young, outside of Trae Young, it's Daniels, Sachet, Dominic Barlow, Onyeka Kongu, Whit Krejci, Garrison Matthews, Larry Nance Jr. Outside of Trae Young, this is by far the worst team in the league, and I would say that even Wizards are better.
Do you trade Trae Young in the summer at this rate?
100%. There is no way. Like, you have Trae Young, you can't tank because he will always get you to 30 wins. Like, it's Trae Young. It's like Harden in Luka. Like, he is such a great shot creator that he gives you wins. But you need to trade him to get something in the turn and start tanking and start
Yeah.
rebuilding. And you can't rebuild with Trae Young on the team. They were supposed to do it last season as well. So yeah, give the keys to Jalen Johnson, Ricochet, and Onyeka Kongo and try to draft something. That's it.
I'm sure a lot of people are wondering the same thing right now because a lot of us do have Hunter 6-man of the year tickets. Me and Pips talked about, like, within 5 minutes of this trade, me and Pips were discussing this for this very reason. The more I think about it, the more I do feel like he'd be better served coming off the bench. I initially thought, okay, he's going to start at the 3. Our bet's cooked. I don't know. You let us know in chat what you guys think. I mean, you've got Garland and Mitchell, Mobley and Allen. Does it now become DeAndre Hunter at the 3 instead of Dean Wade? Or do you keep Hunter off the bench to add that scoring pop that maybe the Cavs are lacking a bit in those areas? Pips, any change of thought? Like, what do you think Hunter's going to start for this team?
Yeah, I gave it some thoughts. If I was the coach, I would not start DeAndre Hunter, but I will bring him after 5 minutes. I think they are really good with when they have all three of like Mobley, Mitchell, and Garland. They don't need him out there. Like, there is no need for DeAndre Hunter. You are okay with some 3-and-D guy.
He'll definitely close. But
Yeah,
question marks about him starting.
I'm like 70% into the he's not starting
Okay.
because I don't see the point. Like, what's the point of him starting? He needs to be on the court for every single second when Donovan Mitchell or Garland are not out there.
Right.
But when they are out there, they prefer someone that can defend the point of attack, and that's you can be okay with Okoro or Wade, probably mostly Wade. Wade is great on defense, and I think he's shooting really well this season as well. Dean Wade this season shooting 35% from the 3. That's not moving the the needle for him. And I think Isaac. Let me just check Okoro. Okoro is at 40%. I mean, it's not a huge volume, but last 2 seasons, 39 and 40% now. Like, Okoro's starting to become like a guy that you can stick in
Yeah,
the
I
corner
mean,
and that he's going to
they
make
don't
three.
guard. To be fair, they don't guard him.
But if they don't guard him, and then you can have him make so those threes in those 5 minutes that he's playing
Sure.
with those guys. I think that's okay.
Yeah,
So
sure.
yeah, I do think even Dean Wade, like he's shooting worse percentage, but he's kind of more movement. He can shoot some
Yeah,
of the movement.
yeah.
So I think maybe Dean Wade is better. Uh, Strus is also like I think I mean Strus probably the best option for them, but worse defense, best shooting. So
Mhm.
I don't know. I think Max Strus can be the one that continues starting, or they're kind of okay with him. Defense did tank a bit, but the offense stayed consistent. So I don't know. We will got to see, but for the rest of the regular season, I think they are okay with Hunter not starting.
Agreed. Lines up for the sixth man of the year at FanDuel. Lines have stayed the same despite Pritchard's 21-point game yesterday. When he got traded, Pritchard took on some money. So Hunter was like plus 185. He's now up to plus 200 at FanDuel. So we'll see. I mean, if he starts in the first game, this is kind of cooked. But at least DeAndre Hunter, he hasn't been steamed as if there's information about him being a starter.
Yeah, Nazrid will start for the next couple of weeks, and his numbers could actually increase by quite a lot. Like
I
his lines for the games are now at 18.5 as a starter.
Yeah, he
So
just
he
he
could,
can't start too many to be for that eligible. Well,
uh,
not there's no eligibility requirements. It's just like people will choose not to vote for him.
yeah, I mean, but he'll start like for maybe a month,
Yeah.
and he's currently off the bench 47 games in starting four. I don't
Okay.
think people care. Even the last season when he won, he started 14 games.
Okay.
So he won't get there. But he currently has a lot better numbers than he did last season. I mean, not a lot better. I will say like almost the same, but zero point 0.5 more points, zero point 0.6 more assists, while being more efficient. So I don't know. But overall, like he is a strong candidate as well. I don't know why his preachers. I don't get it. Uh, why his preachers so high? Like this is just an enigma for me.
Yep. We'll see. Hopefully, some Hunter bets can cash for some people in this community here, including myself. I've also got Nas Reed from preseason, so I
Yeah.
feel solid about my position at the moment as long as Hunter does stay on the bench in Cleveland. We can go to the next game now. We've got Miami away at Brooklyn. Miami finally settled after the Jimmy Butler trade. They've got Andrew Wiggins coming over. I am not sure if I don't imagine Andrew Wiggins will play today. I actually don't know the official news, but I doubt he plays. 6-point favorites at Brooklyn. Brooklyn have Cam Johnson back this week, so that does help, but they're still not a very good team. Any thoughts on this game here?
Yeah, Cam Johnson is back. I'm just checking the last game for Cameron Johnson. Just a second. Last game he played 25 minutes without playing in the fourth because it was a blowout. Let me just check how many minutes he got in the first half. He got 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. 15 minutes in the first half. So he was probably on the pace to play 30 minutes. I mean, that was the first game back.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, I could see him. I could see him definitely going over this line. Yeah, I could see. I could see Cameron Johnson going over this line. Just a second. I will need to check
The
some numbers.
points line.
Yeah.
So best price in market would be at FanDuel,
Yeah.
115.
But I don't know about the spread. I think it maybe be a bit too generous.
Generous to who? Brooklyn?
Yeah. Uh.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I
I don't
guess
know.
The Heat are the same team they've been like
I,
even with the
yeah.
trade. Like Butler wasn't playing anyways.
So this is like when he gets like 26 or more minutes on the screen that you just shared. I was talking about Cameron Johnson. This is like when he gets 21% or higher usage, which is expected on this garbage team, and 26 plus minutes, he's crushing this line. But the thing is, I don't know about his minutes though. Like it's super weird because you have D'Angelo Russell playing like some games 30 minutes. Next game he got benched like in place 17, 18 minutes. It's a lot of a guessing game. So I need to stay away. The risk is too high. So yeah, no bets for this one.
Understood. We'll go further down the list here. Up next, we've got the Raptors. Oh, oh my God. Way at OKC. Oh man. The spread is 19 and a half. I cannot describe like the true level of shock that just washed over me seeing this number. Oh my
And,
God. Yeah. Well, the Raptors made some moves. We talked about it yesterday. Brandon Ingram coming to the team for this game. RJ Barrett's been out with a concussion. I don't see lines posted. Emmanuel Quickly is expected to play though. Man, this will get ugly. This could get ugly tonight.
yep. Uh,
I just played OKC. We have felt the wrath already. We lost by like almost 40 last at home.
yeah, it was an ugly game, man.
It was
This
actually, I think, I'm not sure Pirtle played either, which
I think he didn't.
adds to it. The line may be here because Pirtle's also been injured. There's no line. Yeah, okay. Without Pirtle, this line makes sense. The Raptors are 0-6 without Pirtle this season. They are a disaster on defense. And they traded away Kelly Olynyk. So as much as Kelly Olynyk is not really a big, he was the only possible center on the roster other than Pirtle until he got traded. So, yeah, no Barrett, no Pirtle. Technically, just funny. Technically, no Brandon Ingram. Technically, no PJ Tucker for the Raptors, who's still on the team. I think he'll get bought out, but
yeah, this will be ugly. And also, Chelsea returns for the
and
Thunder.
Chet's back as well.
Yeah, you can't score on them now suddenly. So,
wow,
fun game.
It's gonna be really bad today.
Yeah.
What do we think? What do you think about Holmgren's return tonight? I mean, it's pretty good one to ease yourself into. There's nobody who's tall. Like they almost have to play Barnes at the 5 all game tonight, unless I'm not sure Orlando Robinson. I'm pretty sure his 10-day contract's up, so they can't even play Orlando Robinson.
Yeah, Miami landed their hands on Davion Mitchell, and oh boy, is that a kind of player that has Miami grit all over his team.
That's what I thought as well.
Yeah, I think that's actually really good for them. Yeah, I don't know. This game kind of lean into betting Scotty under, but the line moved away from us. He's been disaster actually lately. He's shooting like 30% every game.
Yeah, they're basically the Raptors lately. They just haven't had guys, so they're just let Barnes cook, and when he has to create his own shot consistently, it's not good. Yeah.
He over the last 2 months, he's like shooting 50% through shooting.
Yeah, it's been ugly.
Which is for his size, definitely. He just can't get to the rim.
It's like, the mid-range stuff that's really annoying. Like,
I was
kind of working for him. Like, it was working for him in the sense that he was shooting like better than league average for mid-range, but it's still inefficient because it's 42%, which is like above league average, but it's still not a good shot. It's just like that's what he's been taking. The priority should still be for him to get to the rim more often.
So, just looking at the numbers, he is getting to the rim. Let me just calculate this quickly. But this is like 18% of the shots are at the rim. That's just no excuses for his size.
It's coaching as well, man. It's coaching as well. I know it's a him problem. It's coaching as well.
Most of the, even when he gets to the rim, that's mostly like transition layups and dunks.
Yeah.
Like if you take away those, I think he's getting in half court. He's getting to the rim like maybe 10% of the time, which is horrible for a guy that's his size. Yeah.
Yeah,
It's tough. It's tough. It's
I
tough.
agree.
Without getting to the rim, he ain't gonna score against the Thunder. Like
So
there's no
what
they'll put Chet on him and he can't score in
what line will
isolate.
you need to play Scotty Barnes under? There's
Yeah, it moved. I've bet this under 20 and a half minus 115. Actually, there is no lines that are still there. I think everyone is on his under because like he won't get 4 quarter minutes in this one. Very very difficult to see it. And yeah,
minus
I think
130s
it,
out there on 20.5. Is that too
I
far
will
for you to
say
bet?
I will say playable. I will say playable for at that price.
Okay.
Um, yeah, it's been tough.
All right. So minus 130 is a couple spots, but so playable there if you do want it. This one could get ugly.
Yeah.
Last game up, the Jazz, 9-point underdogs away at Phoenix. Phoenix, in the end, didn't do anything to their team at the deadline. They got rid of Nurkic, who wasn't playing anyways. They had to pay a first round pick to do it. It's yeah, there's going to be some turmoil here. You have to massage some egos for sure. Kevin Durant likely will be unhappy that he was very nearly traded to the Golden State Warriors. He is the one who had to shut it down to stop that from happening. Pretty crazy situation there. Bradley Beal's no trade clause, so you can't trade him. But hey, Phoenix, you traded for Bradley Beal, so you traded for that no trade clause. On this game in particular, what do you think here?
Yeah, ugly, ugly one. I think Jazz kind of covered this. They just won against Orlando and against the Golden State and lost by one against the Pacers in a real close game. Uh, yeah, I think when healthy, they are kind of decent team with a good coach. Uh, now it's let me just check stuff. It's yeah, I mean Clarkson got ruled out. I didn't see that one. So it's now without Sexton and Clarkson. It's Collier, Mikhailuk, Markkanen, Collins, Walker Kessler, Kejonte George. On the other side, we have Beal and Durant questionable. If KD is out, this could get ugly for Suns. I mean, yeah. Uh, just looking at like the 9 + 9 is like probably a reach.
Are the Jazz this bad? I know like Sexton's out. He's gonna be out for like a week.
But I will say like Sexton being out, like not something like he is not like huge like winning player contributing to winning. So I don't think him being out is something huge for them. I'm looking at Walker Kessler. Uh, somehow since starting this is rebounds, man. Like since the last couple of games, Hartenstein only 4 rebounds, Aiton only 7, Gobert only 5. I honestly don't have idea why is that happening. Like how did Hartenstein like stayed 8 rebounds under his line, 4 rebounds for Hartenstein, 7 for Aiton, 5 for Gobert. I don't know, is that like a variant stuff or like it's actually crazy to see those numbers. Even the Kessler last time that he played, he had 5 in one game. Next game he had 13, but he covered in points in every single game. Uh, yeah, I don't know what to do in this one. Probably betting over 10.5 points makes sense.
Okay, you
Yeah,
want to go over 10.5 on Walker Kessler?
yeah, I think that should be he's covering this in like 17 out of 25 games this season. He's been great. He both games against the uh, Suns, he scored 17 and 16. 16 came like in January. 17 came in December. So there is no games against Nick Richards, but Nick Richards haven't been great at all. We had, yeah, it's tough actually. By position, Hartenstein 9 points, Ayton had 24, but he can shoot. Gobert only 4, Zubats 25. Yeah, it's tough.
So I'm curious. You do want to play the Walker Kessler line?
Yeah, I'm thinking on the spot. I mean, like it looks like by numbers, last game he played big 36 minutes.
Mhm.
When he gets like 30 plus, he is crushing this line. But he's crushing at the rebounds as well. But it seems like I'm just looking at it, and it seems like last like month they didn't allow any rebounds to bigs. Like look at this, like Hardenstein 4, Aiton 7, Looney 4, Gobert 5 rebounds. That's like, unbelievable numbers. Like when was the game when like Hartenstein played big minutes and had 4 rebounds? Gobert had big minutes, 5 rebounds only. Valanciunas 4 rebounds. So we need to cut the rebounds. My first idea was to play points and rebounds. So when
Mhm.
I go back to the points, he's obviously doing really well on the points one, covering this in 17 out 25, averaging 20.6 over in both games against the Suns. But then also again, looking at scoring, like Hartenstein 9 points, stayed under. Gobert only 4 points, Sharp only 8, Claxton 10. But I'll still play it because they are terrible against the putback and pick and roll man, and he already cashed twice against them, and now they are down Clarkson and Sexton who don't pass at all, and he's playing as a pick and roll partner with Collier who is first trying to pass the ball. Yeah, we're betting over 10.5 points for Walker Kessler as our third bet.
Okay, we had Turk Blaz ask about this bet in particular. So great job over there. There's minus 120 available market wide. That's the price you want to play here.
Yeah.
Okay, so over 10.5, minus 120 there for Walker Kessler is the third official bet of the day. Again, this is available. Anyone can get minus 120 on this one. Some people maybe you can get minus 115, but we'll be playing minus 120 for show tracking purposes. And that's the widely available number, as I mentioned. So we'll go to the rest of the questions from the chat. If you guys are
Yeah, we need
enjoying
to do
this,
it. We need to do it quickly because I have a plugin. I have a MacBook and I have a plugin for USB port, and it's covering my the port to battery charge, so I can do it. I can do both at the same time, and I have the 2% of the battery, so I'll probably have like 5 to 6 more minutes. So
you
let's
you go as fast as you would like to go through these questions. If you want to rip through each one with like a
let's go.
yes or no, you choose. We're just gonna do the ones that we have already queued up then. We have that one already with Scotty Barnes. We have Giannis over 30.5 points at about minus 110, minus 111.
I'm afraid they can run away, but if you think they can stay close, I think Giannis should definitely smash this line against the Hawks.
We have Wemby under 41.5 PRA at minus 122. Less workload with Fox and Vassell playing.
Yeah, but he's playing against the Taj Gibson, so hell nah.
uh, Tobias Harris over 13.5 points, minus 111.
Okay, so that could be interesting. Uh, 18 and 4 against the uh, 76ers this season, but I do think this could be a spot for him to go over. I have no idea why he only played. Yeah, he didn't return. He was he didn't return. He was ruled out in the third quarter against the Cavs last game. So maybe he is question. Is he playing? He is. Let me just check. He's playing. Like he's probable. Uh,
Yeah.
so that wasn't something serious. In games when he get like 30 plus minutes, he's doing really well against this line. Matchup wise, he should be able to score in transition mostly. And I think this line could be like we have Kate questionable, so I don't know. Overall, lean over for him.
Okay, last one we'll pull up here. Maxi 4 threes at plus 130. I mean, does Embiid as well here, which we have is over on points, so I'm play the points
Uh,
instead. But Maxi 4 plus threes at plus 130.
yeah, wasn't covering this with Embiid, like only in 3 out of 10 games. But the matchup is absolutely amazing. I'll look into the without Embiid, of course, which is a bit different, obviously. But just to see like numbers on against the teams that allow a lot of above the break threes. So in games when he played between 32 and 42 minutes, when he played against the teams who allow a ton of above the break threes, we get way better numbers. Like looking at this, when he's playing below average, he averaged 3.7 threes, and when he plays above average, only 2.8. So it's definitely depending on the matchup. And as I said, 40% of his overall points comes above the break three, and Pistons allow second most. And we can see that guys got like Garland, Trae Young, Kobe White, Kyrie, all had great games against the Pistons. So kind of makes sense. Probably getting a good price on it as well. So makes sense.
Very quickly, because I cannot end the show without asking. Ben Simmons, I just saw this, is going to meet with the Houston Rockets after finalizing a buyout with the Nets. Do you want Ben Simmons on a minimum in Houston for this rest of the season?
Hell no. But I've seen these rumors like a week ago. So kind of expecting him to join the Houston Rockets.
He'll be making like nothing. It'll just
Yeah, it's not
body.
about the money. It's about like we can shoot, and now we got adding a guy that will additionally kill our spacing.
Right.
He'll probably play like 10 minutes a game. I don't know.
Right. All right. We'll end it there. Pips' laptop's going to die. That's all right. Thank you, everybody, for watching. Appreciate it. Another fun week on the show. Drop a like if you did enjoy and you're tailing the picks. Please make sure you're subscribed for shows every weekday morning right here on the Board YouTube channel presented by FanDuel. Here are today's official bets. We have, first of all, Joel Embiid over 28.5 points. Minus 120 was available. Minus 125 was available. Minus 130 was available. Over 29.5 plus 100 is better than minus 130, probably. But we'll be playing minus 125 for show tracking right in the middle of these numbers here. In Cleveland, Washington, we have Jordan Poole under 20.5 points. Minus 115 was available. Minus 125 more widely available, but both numbers are fine to play. Walker Kessler is our last bet, over 10.5 points. Minus 120 you could get almost anywhere, but if minus 115 was in your area, obviously get the better price by always shopping around. But make sure FanDuel Sportsbook is in your arsenal because we love the FanDuel Sportsbook. Thank you so much to FanDuel for being the presenting sponsor on the channel. We'll be back on Monday to wrap things up, recap this one, and attack a brand new week. We hope to see you there.